All right, guys, so we have breaking news about Vitaly and the Philippines, right? And there has been an interview released with Mr. Remuya, I think his name is, where he is detailing exactly what is going to happen to Mr. Vitaly underneath the judicial system in the Philippines, right?
What are the charges? And this is not all inclusive. These are just the ones that were listed objectively. So all of those other channels that are going to make videos on Vitaly, please copy this because this is the accurate information. This is what the secretary said. So I'm going off of his exact words, and the things he said might be charged or are going to be charged. Attempting to grab and kiss and grab a security guard, trying to seize a service firearm.
Pause, right? Pause. Who did I see that video? He tried to grab somebody's gun. What the? These niggas got balls. You tried to grab someone's gun to get some views on YouTube. Jesus Christ, man. I am not. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not doing that. That's all I'm not that gangster.
Taking videos without consent, mocking security guards, vlogging without a permit because you need a permit in BGC, harassment of an old woman, harassment of a Boracay instructor. That's a lot. And that's not all. By the way, on top of this, he also crashed a trike and he also threatened to rob a woman. That's on top of all of this. On top of all this. But the gun thing, the trying to take his gun, oh man. Oh man. And that's just possible. This is not all inclusive. Next, these are the consequences. FAFO. Fully detained. That means he cannot get out until the court hearing is finished. The court in the Philippines is packed. And it's very backed up. It's super slow, which means 2 to 3 years before trial, we have a guaranteed minimum, even if he was not guilty, of 2 to 3 years. Amazing. Amazing.
What Mr. Legal Mindset is saying is he's going to have to wait for 2 to 3 years before even getting a court date to find out how much time he's going to have to spend in jail. I hope they give time served in the Philippines because he's going to be in there for a very long time.
I'm going to try to do this live. I may scuff it bad, but I'm going to try to translate this live. So let's go with this. This was done by the news. I believe this is actually really recent. So we're going to try to go and do this live. Thank you for contributing the translation here. I really appreciate those that gave me the translation. Maybe one of these days I should just have a Tagalog speaker like live with me so they can just do live translation instead of me reading. But thank you guys for helping me with translation. It's really awesome. Okay.
Lumabas sa video nung binabasahan siya ng Miranda rights, nagkikiss pa siya, nagfa-flying kiss. So clearly it's for...
Okay, so let me do the little translation there. She said, it seems in the videos when he is being read his Miranda rights that he's doing a flying kiss. So clearly it's for his YouTube to get more views, but what happens to him now? So
for his YouTube, no, to get more views. But what happens to him now?
Kasi nangyayari dati, tuwing ginaganyan siya sa ibang bansa, i-deport lang siya.
Oo.
I-deport siya, so tapos na. So, mission done, bye-bye Philippines, kala niya, gano'n na lang. Eh, siyempre, hindi kami pumayag. Pwede ba namang bye-bye na lang, gano'n na lang, ginagawa mga Pilipino, tapos gano'n na lang?
Oo.
So, napag-decision na namin, kakasuhan namin.
Tama. So, pwede ba siya?
Okay, so what the secretary there, by the way, that's the secretary on the right, on the left. What he said is, by the way, yes, he is actually pretty swole. The secretary is pretty jacked. I think he could beat up Vitaly. But what the secretary said there is because of what happened before in other countries he visited, if he just gets deported, then mission done, bye-bye Philippines, he thinks he's okay. So, of course, we didn't agree. Does he think it's only goodbye? He says gagao, which is a foul word. Like this is a note from my translator. Gagao is GAGO is a foul word like a-hole or jerk. He is being an or jerk to Filipinos, and he thinks that it's the end of it. So we decided to file the case.
Makulong? Sa mga pinagagawa niya, makulong?
Opo. His cases now, I think there are 5 cases filed. All of them are
5 cases already filed. Oh, by the way, she did ask the question before he responded. She asked the question, so can he go to prison because of what he did? And his answer was, so I think there's 5 cases filed, right? So just make sure that you guys understand that.
But like what Mr. Legal Mindset is saying here is not only will he be detained until his court date, right? But Mr. Legal Mindset is saying is he's going to have to wait for 2 to 3 years before even getting a court date. So I think I heard him saying that a lot of these charges carry like 5 years or something like that. Man, let's see what's going on, man. I don't wish bad on anybody, really, but if an example needs to be set to get the message across, this is going to be a very, very exemplary example.
Available. However, upon rules of the Bureau of Immigration, if he is an undesirable alien, the Bureau of Immigration has a right to detain him in the process of his hearing.
So pwede siyang magdusa sa kulungan. Hindi siya makaka-vlog. Diba? Wala
Yes,
siyang kilala.
So she said, so it means he will suffer inside prison and he will not be able to vlog. He will not try vlogging again.
Labas, di na niya yan uulitin.
He has no access to a cell phone. He has an access only to a cell phone to contact family or attorney. He is not allowed to vlog about anything which goes on inside the detention facility. He will live on the national stipend of 3 meals at 70 pesos a day.
Puedo hablar poco español. Así, este idioma están hablando, estoy asumiendo el filipino, es muy lento. Pero, español más rápido que ese. Así, no tengo una razón para aprender este idioma, pero cierto será más fácil para aprender para hablar filipino que español, porque español es muy rápido. Siento cómo puedo hablar español, pero todavía no puedo entenderlo porque hablan tan rápido. Cuando estoy intentando escuchar venezolanos es imposible para entender todos. I think I learned the Philippines had some kind of connection to like Spain, because when they're talking about pesos, right, they're talking about, that's the Spanish dollar, I want to assume, right? So I actually like to learn languages. It's just that it would be easier if everybody just spoke English.
He will not get special treatment. No air conditioner. No air conditioner. He is inside prison while his hearing is ongoing. And I think, and he debates whether it's civil or criminal. It really doesn't matter. But he says, regardless of civil or criminal, it will be 2 to 3 years until his hearing is done. That's not sentencing. That's the trial. His trial will not be over for 2 to 3 years. We'll talk more about that later. But that is amazing. And he says the minimum charge, the mandatory minimum, will be 5 years per guilty verdict. The minimum. Cooked. Guys, I'm in Thailand right now, which is very similar. Last year, actually, during this time, I was also in Manila. I had an apartment in BGC as well. And it is hot. It is really hot. I had to wear a suit today and I completely sweated. And I was mostly from cab to AC, but even being outside, like it's very similar weather. It is hot. It is really hot. Without AC, that is really rough. I'm just going to say it is rough. You're cooking.
When I was looking at the pictures, I had trouble editing. I didn't have trouble editing. It's just time, right? I couldn't put in all the pictures in the previous video I did about what prisons might be like in the Philippines from Mr. Vitaly, right? And I saw the prisoners lying down on the ground. I remember learning about convection currents with heat, and that, hot air has more charged particles and there's more space between the particles, so it's lighter. And cold air, there's less space between the particles, so it's dense. And so cold air tends to, fall to the bottom, and the hot air tends to go to the top. And so what could be going on in those prisons is it's so hot. There's so many dudes packed together in these not well ventilated rooms that in order to get as close to the coolness of the ground as possible, everyone is basically lying down on the floor. Now, that is not a confirmed, that's just my theory, right? I don't know if they're told to do that. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that if I ever go to the Philippines, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to be wearing a shirt and tie. I'm going to cut off my dreadlocks. I don't want to have any reason to have anybody have any reason to want to put me in the Filipino jail.
You are cooking. So she will reinsert here in Tagalog after. So he's detained for 2 to 3 years. Let's continue.
So pwede siyang nakadetain ng 2 to 3 years.
For the hearing pa lang yan.
Oo,
So he's saying just for the hearing. So he's reinforcing this. So she clarifies and he reasserts, yeah, that's just the hearing. Have fun with that, right? So that is how big of a point that is. That had to be clarified. That he's going to sit for 2 to 3 years just for the trial. Glorious.
Bro, don't go to foreign countries and disrespect the locals, bro. It's not favorable, especially in the climate that we have now. It is not 1999, bro. It is 2025, all right? You should not go to foreign countries and just start pulling out your cameras and just start acting the fool just because you want to get views. Do the right thing, folks. Stay in school. If you want to be a YouTuber, try travel vlogging, or making tutorials. Don't go around harassing people, all right? That niche is closed.
hearing pa lang yun. Pero so it means it's clear he will not be deported just like that.
Decision not to have him deported. Ito, pagkatapos ng pagkatuwaan, niloloko mo na Pilipino, pinagkakatawa mo pa Pilipino, pinatahiya mo Pilipino, pinagkakitaan mo pa Pilipino. Tapos babay na lang? Walang ganoon, di ba? Fair is fair.
Okay, so what he said there was, oh no, not just like that. We made a conscious decision not to have him deported. After he made fun, jokes, shamed, and make money off Filipinos and then tried to say goodbye, nothing like that. Fair is fair.
Exactly what Johnny Somali did. Pissed off an entire country. An entire country. Right? And he still thinks it's a joke, bro. It's that. But again, maybe these dudes are just... I'm not gangster enough to understand where Mr. Somali and Mr. Vitaly are coming from. Maybe they're just gangster and I'm not understanding their mentality, right? He's going to have to eat like ramen noodle soup every day or something. Like TK47, we going to be eating cooked noodles every day. I'm trying to think that maybe I heard that wrong. Damn, this is bad. He's going to have to spend 2 to 3 years just to get a court date, and he's going to only have $1. It's so hard for me to believe what I'm hearing. $1.20 a day to get food.